Trump turned to NATO allies, said one thing, and immediately all hell broke loose in Brussels. President Trump trashed NATO for not even trying to meet their financial commitments during the unveiling of a memorial dedicated to 9/11 victims. Trump made it very clear that he wants all of them to pay their fair share. Watch what he says at minute 1:06. Look at Merkel's face. Isn't that precious? Even Macron doesn't seem too thrilled.
And so many other places will continue forever. You have thousands and thousands of people pouring into our various countries and spreading throughout. And in many cases, we have no idea who they are. We must be tough, we must be strong, and we must be vigilant. The NATO of the future must include a great focus on terrorism and immigration, as well as threats from Russia and on NATO's eastern and southern borders. These grave security concerns are the same reason that I have been very, very direct with Secretary Stoltenberg and members of the alliance in saying that NATO members must finally contribute their fair share and meet their financial obligations. But 23 of the 28 member nations are still not paying what they should be paying and what they are supposed to be paying for their defense. This is not fair to the people and taxpayers of the United States. And many of these nations owe massive amounts of money from past years and not paying in those past years. Over the last 8 years, the United States spent more on defense than all other NATO countries combined. If all NATO members had spent just 2% of their GDP on defense last year, we would have had another $119 billion for our collective defense and for the financing of additional NATO reserves. We should recognize that with these chronic underpayments and growing threats, even 2% of GDP is insufficient to close the gaps in modernizing, readiness, and the size of forces. We have to make up for the many years lost. 2% is the bare minimum for confronting today's very real and very vicious threats. If NATO countries made their full and complete contributions, then NATO would be even stronger than it is today, especially from the threat of terrorism. I want to extend my appreciation to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York for contributing this remnant of the North Tower, as well as to Chancellor Merkel and the German people for donating this portion of the Berlin Wall. It is truly fitting that these two artifacts now reside here so close together at the new NATO headquarters. And I never asked once what the new NATO headquarters cost. I refuse to do that. But it is beautiful. Each one marks a pivotal event in the history of this alliance and in the eternal battle between good and evil. On one side, a testament to the triumph of our ideals over a totalitarian communist ideology bent on the oppression of millions and millions of people. On the other, a painful reminder of the barbaric evil that still exists in the world and that we must confront and defeat together as a group, as a world. This twisted mass of metal reminds us not only of what we have lost, but also what forever endures: the courage of our people, the strength of our resolve, and the commitments that bind us together as one. We will never forget the lives that were lost. We will never forsake the friends who stood by our side. And we will never waver in our determination to defeat terrorism and to achieve lasting security, prosperity, and peace. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you.
Trump said that, and immediately everyone looked shell-shocked. They are all like thinking, did he just say that? Look at Merkel. Oh, that doesn't play. Hold on. The United States and Estonia are the only countries that meet their pledge to pay 2% of their GDP to cover NATO cost. Here is a graph of their terrible record on spending. Here it is via Business Insider. Only the US and Estonia are respecting the pledge to invest 2% of the GDP on military expenditure. Where's Germany? Oh, down here. And they have a lot of money. Like usual, Trump is 100% correct in his calling for Europe to pay their fair share. Let's put in our fair share and get Trump's message out. Share this right now if you are tired of paying for everyone else's defense. I totally agree, but get a load of that. That picture is priceless, priceless. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.